Oh, you're feeling good, aren't you?
I'm feeling so good right now.
Just want to dance in the rain.
Maybe. What state are you in, Andrew?
I'm in Illinois.
Oh, okay. Oh, yeah, yeah. It's South Illinois, right?
Yeah, by St.
Okay.
Louis
All
ish.
right. Oh, yeah, because you work in St. Louis. Okay. All right. In the lower right-hand corner, as the red Zerg, we have Macro, Micro, MacroAct. Go ahead and introduce Thirsty.
And in the top left, in the pink trunks, playing with the probes, it is ThirstyHawk.
We need to have like one of those ring girls, to like walk around with the round sign. I guess it doesn't make any sense. I'm not making any sense. Anyways, if you missed
No, it's fine. I'll make a video.
if you missed the last game, just to let you guys know, Benjamin Netanyahu most likely not going to be the prime minister of Israel. That's
Go on.
insane. That is
Yeah.
so huge. Thirsty Hawk getting late. I think he was doing what I like to do as the Protoss, and that is throw a pylon down on the natural of the Zerg. I tried to do it against you in that scrimmage, and I was just messing around like, oh yeah, you're not gonna be able to put anything down. You're not gonna be able to put anything down, and you put it down. Because I just,
It's called the hold up position. All right.
well, I thought that I was staying within the bounds of where you would put
Oh,
your natural, and I got outside of it. I didn't realize it.
yeah.
Still won my first game against Perfect, even though he says that he totally just didn't care about it and winged it.
I didn't care about your three pylon. You're not gonna make any cannons here. What are you talking about? Oh, you make cannons. No, I'm screwed.
I'm still glad I got a win. I mean, I'm just happy about that. I'm definitely the inferior player, but yeah. Anyways. So, Thirsty Hawk, I don't know what he's doing over there. He may be doing some sort of proxy stuff, which is pretty conducive to what Thirsty does, but MicroAct is slowly scouting over there. But he's set up waypoints to move over towards Thirsty Hawk's base, so I don't know if he's going to see any of the cheese that Thirsty Hawk does. I haven't watched a ton of Thirsty's games, but as a person that's played with him a lot, he loves to do proxy stuff. He loves to do proxy Stargates. He loves to do like hide his Templar shrine so that you can't see what he's doing. And it rarely works in 2v2. And I tell him constantly not to do it, and he does it every time.
One time, it was gonna work. All right.
Because it's worked like twice in his life, and he's like, "I swear, this is a good idea." And then he's passed this along to his brother, who just does weird proxy stuff that just doesn't work.
Oh
Just
my.
play straight. Just play straight at first. When you get good at that, then start doing that weird stuff.
Right?
You know, it,
Just macro. You
I
don't
mean,
have to micro a whole bunch of things that aren't working, and you're like 30 workers behind, and your opponent's just like keep on remaxing after every time he throws army at you, and you're like, oh,
yeah.
I wonder what's happening. Oh,
I feel like I'm better than them, and I still can't get my macro down. I'm still not even close to where I should be for starting to do weird things.
true.
So, sorry, I've just been staring at Thirsty. Uh,
Probe over there that's doing nothing. Okay.
no. Just at his main base. He's got
Oh.
his natural is being pretty well saturated, not as well
Mm.
as I mean Macro's got his third base coming his second expo. He's got a few speedlings. Not really sure what those guys are doing over there. But
Oh, they're
right
just
now, I mean, they're
making
scouting. They're
speed.
seeing Thirsty's, I would say, late harass with those adepts.
Pretty much. Yeah. Very late.
Yeah, I mean,
He's
four,
just.
four, 4 minutes, you're not going to do much
Oh my!
with
What is
four.
he doing? He's over.
Look at all
He's
those
there.
speedlings.
This is what happens when you just have just a move command and not attack move command. All right. There's a difference. They pretty
Yeah.
much ran right past each other. Did not care whatsoever.
At least he can warp in. I mean, That those zealots can do some work, but not a lot.
So
This is
looks
not
like
looking good.
Macro's doing a little bit better.
Well, I mean, if he attack moves, he can take out these last 3 Zerglings, and there are
Ma-
no Zerglings reinforcing because Thirsty's Adepts are actually in there
Look
doing
at
some
Thirsty though.
damage
Doing damage to what? The Roach
to that
Warren?
Roach Warren, man. That Roach Warren's
That's all
down
he's
2
doing.
bars. That's 2 bars on that Roach Warren. I mean, it's a psychological move. You need to understand this greater psychological move.
You thought you were gonna make some roaches. Today.
So now, I mean, the only thing that Macro can think about is that he has a Roach Warren that is 2 bars down. And that's the
Late
only thing
started.
that he can think
Right.
about right now.
You know, it's some damage, alright. And he killed the queen. He killed the queen.
Did he
So
kill a queen? I actually didn't see that. I'm sorry.
you didn't say it,
I,
but
I
it's
was I
fine.
was only paying attention to the damage that was being done up by Thirsty, which wasn't much. I mean, Thirsty actually defended that very well.
So pretty much they threw some army at each other. They killed and did no damage. Gotcha.
Workers are almost even. Macro has a decent amount larger army, but not that much for an attack. I mean, he's not going to be able to really attack with that. He's got a lot of overlords invested in scouting. I mean, some of them are working in pairs, which don't
That's
really make a ton of sense.
you know what? That's probably his hatches are rallied to a certain point.
Yeah,
And that's probably what it
we
is.
got a bunch of Zerglings, and I mean, this is
Oh,
definitely
getting a
this is
stalker.
definitely
Got
defendable.
a stalker. That's good. Yeah. You just got a little pick. That's good.
I don't know what Macro's doing with all these roaches going up in the northeast. He's probably going after this weird probe that had no purpose in life and has now been ended.
Oh, not the probe. Not the lazy probe.
Not the lazy probe that's just been sitting up there neglected.
He's like, I'm on vacation. Don't talk to me.
Just got destroyed by some bile, some venom. I mean, that must hurt to like vomit up bile over and over again
You're not wrong.
as your defense.
So they're still even on workers. This is really weird.
Yeah, as far as workers, they're really even. Army is not that far away, and Thirsty's starting to pump out immortals, so that's going to be really good against. I don't know what Thirsty's doing with these 2 extra stalkers up in his base. Maybe he's waiting to see any sort of scouts from the overlords. Macro's doing some scouting to make sure that Thirsty hasn't had some weird expansions.
Yeah, like this observer outside his natural.
Yeah, yeah. I don't know what that observer's doing.
Just watching his army.
Oh no, I'm talking about the one that's
Oh,
just a little east of his base, like he's waiting for a Terran drop.
it's probably watching like a Nidus worm.
Oh,
or
okay,
something.
okay. Perfect counter here. Those stalkers are doing well against those roaches, and Macro is in retreat. You know, I don't want to be impartial here, but I'm a big fan of the underdog. I'm going for Thirsty. I hope he wins, not just because he's my friend, but because I think he's the underdog, and I always like to go for the underdog. But this, I mean, in no way, shape, or form is a done deal. ThirstyHawk now has actually surpassed Macro in workers, which is a little surprising for a Zerg player to be outmined, to be out-hoarded.
Yeah, that's rather true. Or not being any damaged or attacked on.
And
Should
look,
have at least like 4 or 5 bases.
and looking at the tech, I mean, we've got a lair on the natural. I mean, as a Zerg player, do you think that that's a weird thing to do?
No, it's wherever you want to do it. Honestly,
Okay.
I see people do it to naturals.
ThirstyHawk has told me that lately. I mean, when I did some scrimmages with him, he's really focusing on vision, and so that's where you see that
Observer.
That
Right?
observer just parked right over where you're going to have all your army, so he knows exactly what you're building.
Mm-hmm. You probably talk to Infestor. That's what Infestor does all the time.
That's some good advice against Infestor. I'll make sure to put some towers up, because that's how I ended up beating ThirstyHawk. I just put towers everywhere, and he could not move his observers anywhere.
Mm-hmm.
And MacroAct with not enough roaches to do much of anything south of
And
Thirsty's base. And
I'm wondering why he hasn't gotten roach speed yet.
why hasn't got what?
Roach speed.
Oh, the roach speed, okay. Got a little bit of a harass, which isn't bad. It's going to be...
I like the one swarm host. Look at him go.
Where's the one swarm host?
By this, past the tower. Oh, he's going. Look at him go. Look at him.
Oh, Thirsty's picking off all these overlords. I mean, he's got, like I was saying, there are overlords all over the place, and Thirsty is just slowly picking them off. Now he's ran into some trouble with way too many roaches. He's going to have to run away from that. No, don't even kite. Just get out of there. And he's just sacrificing those guys.
Yeah.
But still, army-wise, we're still pretty even there.
Micro's a little ahead, yeah.
And unfortunately for Macro's sake, as far as workers, Thirsty's still beating him slightly on workers, even though Thirsty, if you look at his second expansion, he's oversaturated on minerals and has no one in Vespine, so those workers are literally useless to him.
Oh, yeah, he needs to make an one.
I'm just...
Yeah, Macro just knocked down to 4th and 5th base.
Oh, yep, there we go. I'm just gonna
more swarm hosts coming.
Shoot a quick text over to Thirsty. Kidding. that'd be horrible. Thirsty needs to be okay. He's quick on getting his drones out, but he needs to get his army in there before that battery goes down. Those batteries just can do so much work.
Yeah.
He's got a ton of immortals to take out those roaches. And those roaches are just crumbling, allowing his swarm host to get out of there. Macro did not seem to care very much. You know what? I didn't even notice. We've got some action down at the main base of MicroAct. ThirstyHawk is just destroying his base with some warped-in zealots. His Baneling nest is gone. I don't know what else he would have taken out there other than that natural, or not natural, but his main... his main base. And I was almost criticizing Macro for putting his lair on his natural, and yet that's the only reason he still has a lair right now, is because he put it on his natural.
You got a point.
But this is not looking good for Macro.
No.
Thirsty almost has twice the army. Macro just doesn't have any sort of oh, there we go. He's given the good game. He just did not seem to tech up. I didn't see a single Hydra there. It was just Zerglings and roaches, and that's just not enough. That's not enough.
You need Hydras to really melt down
the Stalkers.
Immortals.
And the Immortals, but they destroy Stalkers. I mean, Hydras are great at destroying those Stalkers. Well, first...
True. Did he pick the right color though? Blue? I think blue might have been a good color.
Shit. That's not a good color on Zerg. In the lower left-hand corner, we have, in the blue Zerg, MicroAct.
And in the top right, representing for the girls in the pink probes, it is ThirstyHawk.
I personally think that real men wear pink. I like pink. I wore a pink tie to work today because I think it looks good. I think girls like it when you show some color. People that just wear black, like, what the hell? What's up with that? You got a peacock, you gotta stand out. I mean, black was always my favorite color growing up, but it's there we go. He did it.
He's upset. Go ahead, make it.
Oh, come on, Thirsty. You
Ugh,
gotta throw down a pylon. He didn't have the minerals to do it, but
it's called the hold position.
yeah.
You stand your ground as the Protoss. You're like, no bug. Listen here.
Or he could do what I did to you and throw down a pylon,
True.
which works 100% of the time.
Against me because I don't care about it. A pylon? I don't care.
What's a Protoss gonna do with the pylon? I mean,
Make 30 cannons. All right, I'm letting this happen. It's over.
You know, I'm actually impressed that Thirsty has cranked out a Nexus this quick. Is that normal for a?
That's yeah.
Okay.
Gate. No,
Protoss 100% is my least used race, and yet my second best race as far as my ranking. Macro, is he going for a third? Is he going for a third this quick? I mean,
Yeah.
I know about 3 and 3, but it's only at 2 minutes right now.
Yeah, you can go greedy and have a third this fast. Yeah. I don't see it though. Where's he making it?
Well, do you have the hiccups?
I think so. It happens weirdly. Timings. I don't get it.
All right. So what are we gonna do to fill this this middle?
What middle ground?
This is the time where it's like there's not a whole lot to talk about, but actually,
I don't know. There's 8 links coming out from MicroAct, so he's kind of upset.
oh shoot, there are, and he's upgrading to speed, you know.
So he just might go all in. He might see this wall that's not being really made. That's kind of sucks. So maybe he's going to try to.
Yeah, and Thirsty only cranking out a stalker, and that's not gonna
Stalker.
really help. You know, I always like this. I always like to say if they speed, they bleed, but that may not be the case here.
Oh, he's not even going across the map with him. He's just there for looks.
Well, maybe. I mean, when those guys hit speed, maybe he'll run them across.
Maybe. Yeah.
I'm starting to feel my face, so I need to take some more sips of my Moscow Mules. Once again, this game is brought to you by Absolute Raspberry Vodka. Absolute Vodka when you need to have sex with your hog of a wife. That's their slogan. I mean, I didn't come up with that. Look at all those Zerglings, and now they hit speed. That is enough to take out ThirstyHawk right there.
Bane busting.
Oh shoot! The Bane. I didn't even see that Baneling nest coming up. Macro is mad. He is not messing around this game.
He's mad. He's quite mad.
They're not going to do a ton against the Stalkers, but it'll be enough. Or maybe not. Wow, that did a lot less than I thought. And he's warping in. ThirstyHawk's warping in some Zealots. That's going to take care of it. That bust is over, but we got a ton of reinforcements. So he needs to make sure that he has that locked up tight. Because if those lings get through, they could do a ton of damage to those mineral lines.
He needs to make sure he goes after the Zealots and whatnot.
Well, he's got some more Banelings coming. I mean, they're not just going to be a bunch of speedlings.
He's got a sentry there. He's got a force field there. That's gonna be quite hard to penetrate that.
That's only if he deploys it correctly, though.
Or sees it on time.
Come on, there you go. I don't know if that's going to be enough. That's not going to last very long. Okay,
Nice.
Long enough to get those Stalkers in. I would have done Zealots, but that's fine. And now that Scout is dead, I still think it's anyone's match here.
Oh, he's in. Oh my God, he got in. If there's a will, there's a way.
Oh no! There it is.
No, don't.
We have about 20 Baneling or Speedlings in there. Thirsty just scrambling to defend against this. Not doing too horrible. I mean, this isn't.
Get the pylon. There you go.
This isn't over yet. And now it's over.
Nah.
Well, he's got 3 more warp gates up north, so he's got some defense. But That's a lot of speedlings. He needs to start attacking those guys.
He needs to go up that ramp and see what else is going on. Like, oh look, there's zealots here. How did they get here? Go find out.
He doesn't have any more zealots warping in though. Still
Yeah, he's
waiting.
going up. He sees now.
I think Thirsty's doing the right thing, putting down some cannons, distracting MicroAct from taking out his main workers. But he's about done with his cybernetics core and with his gateways down there. I don't know why he's warping in stalkers. That is just the wrong move there, in my opinion. I'm not a big Protoss player, but if you're going to warp in something against speedlings, it's zealots. And there are the zealots right there. So he's gonna.
Yeah.
So he's gonna. I think that those Balins should take out those buildings right there. I bet he can do it. Take down the gateway. Take down. But now he's waited too long. I mean, every second that he waits.
He's not macroing at home at all. Like, he should have this whole second base mined completely right now. A third base probably up right now. He's just full on just microing all these Zerglings.
He's going all in, and here come some more stalkers. Why is Thirsty building stalkers? Oh, when he can just build some zealots that will just eat through these Zerglings. I mean, Thirsty does have the advantage of having all these cannons here defending his only mineral production.
I think he needs to take out this Nexus, though, honestly. Like, he could be ahead right now if he just takes out this Nexus.
I think he should take out the cybernetics core and that warp gate, because he was just a couple seconds away from doing that, and now they've built up enough shield. MicroAct at least building that second base though, but it looks like that the attack is over, and Thirsty has held it off. I think that was a good move by Thirsty.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I'm a little bit loquacious right now.
Pretty good.
I'll tone it down. Not a ton of teching from Macro over here. We're not seeing any lairs. We're not seeing any roach dens. I mean, he's building an evolution chamber, so he is sticking with just a massive amount of Zerglings. Thirsty with just about no money going into charge. I don't know, is charge really that effective against Zerglings?
Very effective.
Is it?
Yeah.
I mean, the Zerglings are going to come to you, I would feel like.
Yeah. But I think it does a little bit more damage if they actually have charge on them.
I guess it's only 100. I mean, if you're not taking a lot of money away from your zealot production. Now, if you look right in the center north, you can see a very well-placed probe by ThirstyHawk. I think that's going to be a huge... It's going to make a huge... Just one probe for ThirstyHawk. Always wants to go on vacation just to kind of get away of the action. I mean, he's...
his life was in danger at one point. He's like, I need to get out of here.
He's a conscientious objector, I think is what they say. In Vietnam era... conscientious objector. He just, yeah.
Well, look at this Overlord, though. If only this Overlord was like a little farther back over here, he would know what's going on.
And then he'd be able to take out a whole probe, which could turn the tide of the game.
It could. Hey, look, this could have been a Dark Shrine. Not today, boy.
Which is not. I mean, that's just not a good idea to go Dark Shrine. Oh, we gotta warp in the main base. ThirstyHawk trying to take out the production of Macro.
I swear his queens were right there like 10 seconds ago.
They were, and they're doing a lot of damage, but Thirsty just specifically targeted those drones.
Mm-hmm.
That'll take out some of the production, but I mean, Macro still has more production. He's got he's got 2 less workers.
Macro's upset.
Oh, look at that line of Zerglings.
He's upset. You attacking me in my main base?
But he only has tech for banelings and zerglings.
Oh, hey, look what's coming out too from ThirstyHawk. Like I said,
Oh, and that see, I don't even think he understands that you can't attack banelings with Dark Templars because you're just gonna get burned, literally. So he's got Dark Templars that are not going to do anything against banelings because they're just going to get eaten up.
wow, this Overlord has no idea that there's a secret base right here right behind him.
What was that?
This Overlord has no idea that there's a secret base over here.
Oh, okay. Oh, yeah. Where's that Dark Shrine? Okay, it's up in his
And the
main
main.
base.
Yeah.
Here comes some banelings coming in the front door.
Macro, I think you have enough workers on your third.
Ooh, eating up those Dark Templars.
No.
I don't understand Thirsty's fascination with stalkers when all he's been seeing is attacks from banelings or from zerglings. This is a weird game. I mean, right? This is weird that Macro has only has the tech for zerglings and banelings, right? Oh,
Yeah,
and
no.
hydras. He's just getting hydras.
Okay, so getting Hydra Ling Bane. Okay.
But I feel like that the Dark Templars and Zealots with the rush ability is going to be pretty good. I also see here we've got the distance upgrade for the non-existent zappers. I'm sorry, I can't even think of the names of anything.
What are you talking about? Zapping? Don't zap things.
The zapper guys, dude. I am so gone right now. I should not be doing this. The big walker guys, like
Oh, the Colossus.
Colossi, yeah. So
Right.
he got the upgrade for the Colossi range, but he has no Colossus built at all. He even if you look at his if you look at the waypoint from his robotics core, it's going all the way to the front of Macro's base.
Oh, that's because of his observer.
Yeah, but he's not building
He
a
hasn't
single
fixed it yet.
Colossus, but he's got the upgrade for it. That's going to be a rude awakening for that Colossus.
It's probably because he's supply blocked and not realized it.
Oh, ooh, I just
He's
had a
like,
hiccup.
oh no.
Hiccups from alcohol that means you've gone too far.
You
Okay,
can't go back.
I'm done. I'm done. But you know what? I'm still following this group of this just
Zerglings.
pack of zerglings, which is being slowly reinforced. I've never seen a complete zergling versus zealot. It's just they've decided not to tech this game. Right now, Thirsty is all over the place, attacking with Dark Templars, with zealots. I'm not seeing, and overlords are being built, so that's going to really take out. That's really going to take out Thirsty because he does not have enough.
One piece of mail.
I hope Thirsty has more than this. Right now, when it comes to armies, Macro is almost doubling what Thirsty has, and I really think that Thirsty has the advantage here as far as what's been going on lately. But
he did for a minute, but
yeah,
his is going
but
out.
but now that Macro has decided to tech up one level of Hydras, he's just gonna run through Thirsty on this one.
Killed the Nexus.
Took out that weird Nexus. No idea why you would need to build a proxy Nexus when you're that far ahead.
Right.
Ton
You can
of
see all the workers there. That's good.
ton of zealots though. I mean, I don't know. This I still don't think this is going to go well for oh, we finally have a Colossus. Good thing.
Oh, we got lurkers too from
Ooh, that's not going to be good for Thirsty. We've got one Colossus, and he is supplied blocked, by the way.
Again? Oh no.
I didn't see it the
Oh, he
first
did.
time, but he is supplied blocked. Most likely because that Nexus was taken out, taking out whatever. I think
Right.
it's like 8 or 10 that comes from a Nexus. But yeah, we've got a good um,
I didn't know
seven.
Nexus
Got
gives
7
out.
lurkers that are gonna be doing a ton of damage to those zealots if they try to rush in.
I think he needs a move, and right when they start attacking, just burrow them.
But when you look at it, I mean, one thing I want to point out, Macro does not have a very good economy going right now. I mean,
No.
he's got about 20 less workers. Even though he's got 4 bases, there's no one on his fourth. A pretty good healthy third, but a dwindling second, and of course his first is going to be pretty dwindling. And now we got the attack coming in. This is not going to be good for Thirsty. I mean, he is at half the army. And those lurkers are doing some damage to his gateway.
Oh, he made an entrance. Go, boy, go. I guess not.
My roommate is providing some of the sound effects. I don't know if you can hear it.
Oh, I hear it. Yeah, I definitely hear it.
Wow, that those lurkers are just doing some damage, just tearing up those. He's not even. Is he hold? He's
He's holding.
holding.
He is straight up
For,
holding position.
he's just like, bring it on, take me out. He's at now a third of the army of Macro. Macro just has this. He just needs to push in, and he is done.
Go, 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 kill them. Oh,
I'm.
yeah.
I don't even know how Macro is gonna come out. Also, if you can see, Macro's third base here is being destroyed. So I'm sorry, Thirsty's third base is being destroyed. So Macro has this. I mean, dead to rights. Thirsty. We're going to be going to game 3 here.
Mm-hmm. He just keep on pushing in. Honestly.
No, I mean, he's being a little bit conservative here. He wants to make sure he gets that win. Any little slip up from what he can understand. Oh, there we go. There's the good game from Thirsty, and it is over. We are going to game 3,
Oh
and
my.
I'm gonna float King's Cove.
They're floating here.
Right hand corner with the blue trunks, we have MicroAct as the Zerg.
And in the top left, in the orange, it is ThirstyHawk.
He is thirsty for a win. We are in game 3. Control Shift 3.
Here, let me do it for you.
What?
There you go.
Well, I mean, people aren't going to see it if you do it. I did it.
I just did it.
Yeah, but people can't see yours. I'm the one streaming.
So I can make this a best of 7. They don't know about it.
Yeah, no one's gonna see that.
Oh man.
Infestor's whispering to me.
Oh no, is it telling you to hurry up? Oh, that's a fast second hatch. That was good.
He just did not want to. I mean, he wanted to make sure to get there before Thirsty tried to do some fuckery on him.
Yeah, which is good. It's a good job.
I actually wasn't watching. I don't know how you could get a quick hatchery, because I mean, I do a hatchery as quick as you can do it, right?
16. Yeah, 16 hatch.
Unless you don't build any
No,
drones.
you don't. You don't. No, you build 2 drones.
Okay,
No, you build your
all
3.
right. I need to work some, then be right back. So Infestor is whispering to me that he needs to work. Apparently, Infestor has a job in which he needs to work when he's not playing StarCraft.
That's weird.
Apparently, he makes more than $12 an hour working at a call center like me. Just barely being able to pay my bills. and now
Who
you
else is gonna
and
play
now
the SCVs?
and now you guys have learned more about me. Okay.
Oh boy. So we got a Zealot coming out.
You know, I have an old buddy who I had to legally evict from my house, who for the longest time, I mean, he played the original StarCraft. He called zealots zealots because he thought that
No.
that's what they were called, zealots. And I'm like, dude, after like a month of playing with him, I had to be like, dude, it's a real word and it's zealot.
Did he be like, nah, dude, I've been playing this game longer than you?
No, no, he was like, oh, okay, yeah. I mean, he was always so baked out of his mind that he just he didn't care. I mean, he didn't have any shame.
I don't know. Okay, Macro, honestly, if you see 2 Zealots or 3 Zealots, you can go into the main right now. You can scout this off and see what's going on.
Well, what do you mean? I mean, he can't really get. Oh, you're talking about like actually flying over
Yeah,
and scouting it.
yeah, he
Okay,
can definitely scout.
yeah, yeah, for sure. I
He'll be
wouldn't. I would just keep it there. I mean, this is game 3 in the playoffs. This is
no.
a big deal.
If you see the Stargate, you're in it to win it.
I mean, Macro's gonna be on his deathbed at one point, being like, "Man, I wish I
He,
scouted that."
he can make his rush one right now and just drone up to a third base and be
It
fine.
would be nice to see Macro do some sort of tech so that he's not doing, Zerglings at minute 12 of the game.
True. True. True.
All right, I'm starting to feel my face, so I need to take care of that.
You're fine.
Nick, I thought you said you were done.
I'm not done.
Do you want me to take the bottle?
It's not much in it, anyways. There's nothing you can do with it.
Oh, a Nidus.
You know what's going to happen to Infestor? He's going to experience the full force of an SCV rush.
Oh no. So Nidus is almost done. Halfway.
Where's that
Yeah.
nice form? I can't see it. Where is it?
Natural.
Oh, in the natural? You know, that's something that I do. I actually go pretty early on that nice form when I play Zerg. And then I have an Overlord on the natural and on the main base, and I just go back and forth, and that can really mess with some people.
It's
And
actually quite good.
that's what's
All
going to
right.
happen.
All right. It's
Oh,
down.
warping into an Overseer, I'm guessing for the speed, which
Yeah, he's on.
doesn't really up your speed that much. I don't know if they did any
It
sort of
does it. Yeah, it goes. It goes pretty quick now. Oh no, the stalkers.
yeah. Now he finally
Mhm.
warped in some stalkers, and so he's gonna see any sort of Nidus coming up. That's why my first Overlord that I build goes to the right side of the. Well, I don't know why I'm giving out this strategy, but goes
It's
to
what
the
every Zerg
goes
does.
just to the outside of their main base, so I can
Yeah,
throw down a Nidus.
that's what's going on right now. This overlord in the middle of the map that will
Yeah,
probably get there like in a
he's
minute.
yeah, maybe in
Yeah,
like 5 hours he'll get there
yeah,
because he
yeah.
doesn't
Yeah.
have a pneumatic. Oh, there we go, pneumatic carapace just upgraded. He is flying through the
He'll
air.
get there a little bit quicker. It's a smidge. Oh no, but it's gonna be seen.
But
There's a observer right here. He's gonna
well,
get.
I mean, it'll be seen by
Oh,
the
there
map,
it
but
is.
is Thirsty gonna
Oh no.
actually see it? That's gonna be the thing.
He sees it. 3 of them are coming.
But is Thirsty gonna actually
Drop
see
it.
it?
Drop it. Hurry, drop it
Oh,
now.
he sees it. He sees it.
Too
That
late.
plan is thwarted.
He's gonna do it anyways.
It's been
Actually,
a
no. What you should do right now is do his natural.
It's
Grab
been
his
a while
natural.
since I've played with ThirstyHawk. I don't know if you see what's going on the right hand side, but we got a couple of
Oracles.
oracles
Yes.
that have probably already attacked, considering that one of them is wounded, and we've got a couple of queens guarding that area. I have completely missed that. I apologize to anyone who's watching. I
Oh, there's a
compl-
spore crawler, so it could have just been war crawls that did it.
Okay, now we got a Nidus Worm coming out. I don't know what that's for. He's not going to be able to do any damage there.
Oh.
ThirstyHawk not falling for this shit. Taking out that Overseer. Bam! That Overseer's gone, and that Nidus Worm, he is going to unload it, but what's he
It's
going to do with
unloaded.
it? What's he going to do with it? That's a lot. I mean, that's
Claim the territory. You see this? This is his spot. This is his.
he's
This
got
is his, and you can't touch it.
he's got blight all over there, or as StarCraft players would say, creep. I don't know if you guys played original Warcraft 3, but that's called blight.
Oh, I'm writing it down.
Yeah, the undead race did blight. If you, I mean, they're gonna release the new remastered Warcraft 3. I am very excited about that. He's not going to be able to do anything. He's got three. Yeah, he's got way too many ranged attackers to go through. There is no getting through that little gap. He's getting back in that Nidus Swarm, tail between his legs. He is done.
Yep.
And when we come with the army count, I mean, ThirstyHawk's got a bigger army count. He has a just as much expansion. I mean, this is going to be a close game here. Looking at the minerals, MicroAct just has a little bit more than Thirsty.
More overseers coming. Spreading out the overlords for map control, seeing what's going on. We have a Hydralisk then that's already been made.
Finally, got some tech coming in. That's really going to help. I mean, that's really what won the game last time. Was just any amount of tech from MicroAct. I need to put in. I don't know if that's a normal thing for MicroAct to only go Zergling and just think that he's going to win with just Zerglings and Banelings. I haven't watched enough.
Right.
You know what I want to see more though, and I do it a lot, and it just fucks with people so bad, is the little prism traps that oracles make. I have won so many games because people just do not expect that.
Or don't pay attention to it.
MicroAct just crumbling to the defenses of ThirstyHawk. He is ready for that.
More Banes would have won that. He doesn't have gas for it. He has 1,000 gas. He just Banes.
Luckily, MicroAct has 5 overlords scouting in the north. That's going to make a big difference. He moved some of them off.
Oh my god, there's 4 of them in a little squad.
That pneumatic carapace, though, that's something that I upgrade to pretty quickly when I play as the Zerg, and I think it's a huge boon for the Zerg, and I think that it's really good that Macros
has been doing it good too. Like a lot of pros, like Cyril's been getting it really quickly.
All right, we got another. Oh, we've got
right in the main a Nidus Worm. Is it seen? Is it scouted? It is. You definitely know it is.
One thing that I want to point out here is that we've got carriers coming out, and I think Macro has decided that that's not a good drop for his Nidus Worm, but he's got a second one coming down south.
That was more ballsier than the first one, I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, no, but he doesn't know that. He doesn't know that there's a huge army to the east. He's gonna probably unload those troops and they're gonna get wiped out. But he doesn't care. It's just a bunch of Zerglings. Oh no, he's putting his full army out there. And he stopped it. I think he should be going back in that Nidus for him, because that is just not a good Nidus. I mean, Thirsty didn't even attack the Nidus until taking out all of the army. Right now, Thirsty's almost doubling the army of Macro, but Macro should stay in the game because they're pretty even. Not only are they pretty even on bases, but Thirsty's being pretty timid here. He's not being the aggressor. He hasn't made a single attack that I can remember. However, I'm not going to remember any of this match. I'm gonna have to watch this match to remember any of it.
Macro just needs to macro up, do what his name says, macro and acting, and get this main fully saturated, get his third base saturated correctly, and get this fourth base going and saturated. But nah, dude, nope, not here. We don't do
Dude,
this.
as far as armies, they're pretty close, and as far as upgrades, what do we got here? What do we got? I don't know how to actually check
Push the
upgrades.
upgrade button.
I don't know what that is.
You know what? You push all the buttons. No, it's actually G.
G. Okay.
Don't push all the buttons. Honestly, don't do it.
Okay. So we so we got we got a 2 for the ground forces. We got just a 2-1. Where's no?
No,
That's just a 2.
It's a 2-1.
And then we got 2-2 for Zerg, melee, 2-1 for their ranged. I mean, we're pretty even, right? We're pretty even as far as the upgrades.
Yeah.
And Army Thirsty is just barely above. So, I mean, this is still anyone's game. I feel like that Macro's failed on just about every attempt to take out Thirsty, but they're still very neck and neck. Thirsty, trying to expand, is going to just get wiped out by those speedlings. The most annoying unit in the game. Right?
True. There's no lie in that.
Well, that and carriers. I think carriers are pretty freaking annoying.
And they're not as annoying.
They're pretty annoying to me. Can you fungal growth
Yeah.
Can you fungal growth like the ships that come out of one?
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
The one thing I've kind of been disappointed with Macro is his tech. He just does not have any tech. By this time, I would have 1,000 broodlords coming out, but those
okay, that's quite a lot. I'm saying maybe like 15 is more reasonable.
No,
than
1,000.
1,000? Okay. You're an animal.
And those Zerglings just got destroyed, but you know what? Those Zerglings are expendable. We have just about a maxed out army from both of them. It is anyone's game. It's just, I think it's going to come down to the micro. I mean, if we got a lot of Hydras, this is going to be it right here. I think this is going to be the most important part.
You just push the A move button. A move and hope to God something happens.
We have a mothership. I have not seen many motherships, and those, I don't even know what's going on. MicroAct is just crumbling right now.
Yeah.
Oh my God, MicroAct is just being torn apart. You've got to be kidding me.
He got the mothership.
But that's got to be it. That is a win for Thirsty. I mean, I told you I was going for Thirsty, but I'm also a Chicago Bears fan. I go for the Chicago Bears. I do not ever believe that they're going to win, but today, ThirstyHawk, not only was they going for them, but they won.
You know what that means? Go buy a lottery ticket tomorrow.
Go buy. I never buy lottery tickets, but I think I'm gonna do it because ThirstyHawk won in the playoffs. Secret Agent Man, ThirstyHawk, has won in the playoffs.
Secret Agent Man. What a great game.
Well, yeah, that was a really good game, and that was a close game. I mean, that you could not have a better game 3. I mean, I would not be upset if I was either of those players.